Friends too.
All right, and we are live. Welcome back to Bleach Bangs on this beautiful Wednesday. And we have JC Clark from Blank Era.
Hello,
how are you?
beautiful people. I'm doing great.
As Randy says that, JC is now probably the most frequent guest we've had on here 3 times, but the other 2 times were with her other full band, A Light Divided.
I'm like a stray cat. I keep coming back.
Well, we'll keep feeding it. We don't mind. We don't mind.
Yeah, we don't mind this cat.
So JC knows who we all are, and I feel like you guys out there know who we all are at this point. So let's just get into chat, and we don't have to introduce, right? Let's just roll this stuff.
Keep it rocking.
Yeah, let's run it.
JC,
Let's run it.
Where was the prompt of you starting your own little side project?
Oh man, it's something that I've wanted to do for a really long time. And the stars just kind of aligned and gave me space to be able to sink my teeth into it. So, you know, if there's time, just make it happen instead of overthinking. So here we are.
I mean, that is very true.
Like, is your side project something that you're gonna like tour solo on with? Like, just go out and do it?
Love to. Like, this is something that I'm super excited about, super passionate about, and the response to it has been so crazy so far that it's like got me super hyped to figure out how to take it on the road.
I want to say that the day that I saw it pop up in my feed, like probably off of A Light Divided's page, like something was shared there, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I need to get into this and see what's happening. And then I messaged you like 10 minutes later. I'm like, hey, let's do this. Come back on. Your new stuff.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
And speaking of the new stuff, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more, Randy's probably, or Ashton, god dang it, because Ashton's home tonight.
I think he's actually done all the setup.
Up and ready to play a little taste of it for us.
All right.
Absolutely. This is Blank Era Villain Drug.
I wanna show you that there's so much more things that we both should explore. There's a fire burning in your brain, the things that make you feel this inhumane. I wanna take the cards before it's too late. Yeah, it's the last straw that always breaks. No more hiding from the monsters in your head. I can save you when you break down in death. The anger's what you love, you wanna feel the rush. Let me be your feeling drug. No running from the vice that you crave. I can help you break free from this cage. The anger's what you love, you wanna feel the rush. Let me be your
Oh, I love it. I did. I listened to that song. I was like, I told you this right before we went live. I was like, where has this been? I was like, I fucking love this shit. And John's like, that's JC from A Light Divided. I'm like, fucking makes sense now.
Mhm.
That song makes me feel like a witch hiding out in my haunted house, and so I'm so excited that I finally got to bring that fantasy to life.
Was there a specific inspiration to that song that brought that through you?
Yeah, so the song itself is sort of about having like that devil on your shoulder that tries to like reel you back into some of your more destructive habits. Anger is like that for me. I'm really quick to kind of like cut people off and cut them out and just lash out when I'm feeling disrespected. So and that song is sort of about trying it's about the anger trying to like seduce you back into these old bad habits, which was kind of a fun role to take on, to kind of speak as like an entity outside of myself.
I'm gonna reiterate what Randy said. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually floored. I mean, like I was telling you, I was talking to the lady that usually sends us everything. She's like, I don't know who that is. I didn't send her to you. And I was like, well, you need to check them out.
Let's go, yeah.
And if they don't have representation, I promise you, you need to get a hold of them because
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna love them. She's like,
That's-
I will do that.
That's been like the funnest thing about this, is that it's nobody knows anything. I created it and then I just put it out, very little notice. And that's kind of what I wanted, because I feel like in the past, all I've done is overthink everything to death. We have to pick the
Yeah.
single. We need this much lead up time. We need to do this, that, and the other. And it's always like a fight. And so with this, I'm like, I just want to create cool songs and I want them to be out. And I don't want there to be any like gremlins going on telling me what the right or wrong way to do things are. I just want to have fun and just kind of explore all these kind of new sounds and new aspects of my voice and just let it be what it is and not really put like a crazy amount of pressure or expectation on myself with it. And in doing so, it's been like the greatest experience. I'm like, oh damn, I should have done this the whole time.
I love it. It's kind of like that. Just jump. Just jump, man. And don't overthink it. Just fucking jump.
Calm down,
Yeah.
David Lee Roth.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think it's freaking crazy because I follow you on Instagram anyways. I have for a while. Then I was just scrolling through Instagram one day and I was like, who is this? And I think it was like early November. And I was like, JC, I know you. And I clicked and that was your only post. So I'm like, you cleared your Instagram too. So I'm like, I know who I need to follow around now because this is going to be kind of cool.
I take everything so literally. I'm like, well, if we're going to be blank, then I'm going to wipe it all. We're going to start blank. And we're like, it's going to be like a reintroduction, a rebirth of sorts, because everything that happened before, dead and gone, let it go. And we're starting clean. And I really just kind of like the symbolism of it. So all these little Easter eggs I do just solely for myself. It's always nice when you hear other people pick up on those nuances. And I'm like, see,
way to go, Ashton.
You get me.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, because like I said, it was like early November and I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, why do I follow someone with just one? And I know JC, so I'm like, why do you only have one post? What's going on? Something's changing.
Yeah, it felt like a big step for me, just to appreciate everything in the past for what it was, but feel ready to just kind of not be able to look back on it and focus on forward.
Oh yeah, and it's awesome.
Well, I will take that.
So do you have it?
There's too many JC Clarks on Instagram. Which one is it?
They're
The
going to die.
JC Clark.
I'm kidding.
So do you have anybody from your previous band in this band, or who are the members in this band?
So it's me as like the driving force of the whole thing. I don't have any other people that are like in the band per se. I was able to work with longtime producer Kyle Odell, who has done basically everything I've worked on in the past, and I also worked with Dusty Waring, who was in Between the Buried and Me on guitars, and Brandon Merluccio and Barry are some other artists that I collabed with to make this happen. But as far as like it being like a band, it's your girl, it's me. And that's exactly what I wanted. I just kind of wanted to be an asshole and be selfish for a minute and just kind of call the shots and be a boss and not really have to like dim down what I wanted to do so that the greater good was happy. I'm like, I just kind of want to explore who I am right here, right now, and just see what comes out.
Well,
No,
I
nothing
say
wrong with that.
you nailed it 100%.
Oh, yeah.
That feels good. That feels good.
Well,
Because
see,
you never know. And
some
other
of your
songs that I
videos,
don't know.
right? Your videos don't actually show you, and that's where my confusion came. I'm like, her fucking voice. It's like
Right.
so Maria Brink, so Hailstorm. I'm like, I cannot put my finger on it, but
no,
it's
it's
fucking
all
Jason
queens.
It's
But
so
yeah,
Jason Clark.
I just kind of, those lyric videos, I've never made a lyric video in my life. And I'm like, you know what, since we're doing things that we've never done before, we're just gonna like jump in and just utilize our creativity in ways that we've never done before, because I wanted to be able to have people read along with the lyrics, because as a
I like that.
lifelong music fan, that was what always got me excited as a kid. When an album would come out, you get the CD and you open up the booklet and you read along, and that's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But there is YouTube, so there is a way to make it happen. So that was important to me, for people to be able to listen to it and read along with the lyrics, so they can kind of get the message and whatnot.
Absolutely. I bet it was a lot easier to do it that way than a full-blown video, because you've got videos for all of your songs from your EP on there on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, music videos are so expensive to make,
Mhm.
and for very little return on that. And your girl is broke. She's self-funding this entire thing. So to be honest, we just work with the resources we have, and I have me, and I have CapCut at my disposal. And I was honestly really inspired by hearing this story about Jonathan Davis from Korn. He created the Korn logo by just like putting a crayon in his non-dominant hand and scribbling it out with, there you go. And I'm like, well, if that works, then surely this can be fine.
Yeah, I've got technology now that'll kind of guide me.
Yeah, sort of. I can figure it out. Maybe the first ones will be shit, but you know, we learn as we go, and that's fine.
Course
We gonna
correct.
get there.
We will course correct.
I can't wait to look back in like a year or two and go, I can't believe I put that out on the internet. But it's fine. This is fine. This is fine.
Oh, that's amazing. And then we kind of talked about your other video. I really like died when I went from Villain Drug, and then I hit Didn't Expect That, and I was like, what just happened? and it was just too good and too funny for me to not want to include it. So I do want to try to stream that. I don't know how well it's going to stream, but I really want everybody to see. Remember what you just heard with Villain Drug, and then what we're going to hear here. All right, here we go.
Eventually.
Lies.
20 clicks later.
Fake name, champagne, put me on the main stage. Listen to the winds, all the friends, all your namesake. I can't make myself give a fuck what they might say. Catch me cooking dinner with your head on a plate. Call 'em up, call 'em out. Run your little track, run a tab, run your mouth. Call me what you want, baby, say it out loud. But you better take your shoes off, bitch, this is my house. I bet you didn't expect that, huh? I bet you didn't expect that, huh? I bet you didn't expect that, huh? I bet you didn't expect that, huh?
Love it. Love it.
So
Oh,
stupid.
yeah.
so stupid and the most fun I've had
stupid.
working on a song in my entire life, just because it was meant to be ridiculous. It was inspired when I kept seeing like Nothing More put out their album, and Poppy had just put out a new single, and every time it felt like a band dropped something, everybody was just talking shit. And like Poppy specifically, she
Right.
put out New Way Out, and everyone was like, this is so safe. Oh, she's mailing it in. But prior to that, everyone was like, she's too weird. So it's like you can't please anybody. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want to write a song that I think people are going to hate. Like,
It's the sad thing is I didn't hate it. I
And that's the
absolutely
crazy
love
thing
I
with it
totally get
nowadays. Nowadays, it's like, okay, like everyone's gonna hate it. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have
yeah,
people that hate the song, but like, let's be honest, they're kind of the ones that give you the most publicity, and they're the ones that kind of lift you up more. So it's like, I want you guys to hate it.
yeah. Yeah,
it.
there's a producer. His name is Drew Folk. He works with like Wage War and A Day to Remember and a bunch of crazy bands. And he was telling me this story about Death Roll on the Wage War album, and he was saying that that riff is intentionally so stupid because you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But either way, people are going to tell you exactly what they think about it, and it's going to get you engagement. And I'm like, that's so crazy and smart, is to kind of like rage bait people through your music.
I
What
mean,
is it they
PR
say?
is PR.
What is it they say? If it doesn't make sense, it makes dollars.
I mean,
That, where is
yeah.
my t-shirt? Like,
I'm writing that down.
yeah,
I need that.
but very much that. But yeah, it was inspired by like people like Doja Cat and Kendrick Lamar, who just kind of have such like sarcasm in their lyrics. And I drew a lot of inspiration from Limp Bizkit, who's like a band that I don't think takes themselves very seriously.
Right.
And that's something that I really wanted to explore, because if you know me as a person, I'm goofy and joke around, and I'm not like the super serious person all the time, but that's never found its way into my music because I wasn't sure how to write that. But I just got into like F it mode and decided to try it on and see what happens. And it was, like I said, the most fun I've had creating the song ever, because it was just sitting around with some friends, throwing out all these goofy lines and trying to find a way to puzzle piece them all together.
How did you go about writing that? Because that's, I mean, that's a lot of electronic. Do you do that, or did you have somebody that did that for you?
It started with like a splice loop, I think. And then we started writing over that because the entire song was all electronic at one point. And then when it was done, I brought it to my producer and I was like, I think we need to add some like new metal-y type guitars to kind of bring it into the same world as the other songs, so that it doesn't totally stick out like a sore thumb, but also just has like this moment of fun. And I think everybody was really weirded out when I came in and I was like, hey, I think I want to do a song where I do like no singing, like almost no singing. And I was like, wait, what?
Like that's what you're here for.
Yeah, but the song, I had the title. I knew I wanted to call it Didn't Expect That. And I wanted everything about the song to kind of say that, like just random sounds, just the lyrics, just everything in it. People will be like, I didn't expect that. And I'm like, exactly.
and exactly the way you placed it in the EP and even on YouTube. I mean, I did exactly that. I went from, oh shit, all right, and then I hit that, and I was like, okay, I didn't expect that. It fucking worked, and just the way it's placed.
And it was very intentional, coming out of Villain Drug, which is a song about the anger trying to seduce you in. So then I wanted to write an angry song, but I didn't want to write an angry song from the perspective of like, you hurt me, F you. I'm like, I want to do something fun and something light about it. Like when you're in your room talking shit with your friends about what you would say to that person if they were there, you know, but you never actually say it, or, you know, like, I wanted it to give very much that and just kind of be jokey and goofy, and then like the bridge of it all be like the actual confrontation with the person. So I thought it was just like a fun new hat to try on, and the reaction has been crazy. So I will definitely be doing more stuff like that because why not?
Yeah, just don't be scared to try anything. I mean,
Not at all.
that right there proves it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
I have some other stuff that was kind of in the same world, but I'm like, well, this is an introduction into who Blank Era is, sort of like a love letter to the transition between where I've been and where I'm going. So I'm like, we'll just sprinkle some of that in, try it on, see how it goes, and I'm all in. I'm ready to take the training wheels off and just go as full force and stupid and ridiculous as possible.
Well, you're in Nashville. Have you thought about country?
Funny enough,
Oh, God.
I don't know about if I'm going to do country for me. um, I'm just too angry and emotional, but I have had a lot of fun working in country and just kind of like singing reference vocals that get sent to other artists to bring to
Oh,
life.
really cool.
Yeah, because it's something different and something, like I said, that I would never do for myself, but it's still fun to like go in there and sing something new and kind of like stretch your legs creatively and just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I
awesome.
mean, that's the number one thing is just having fun doing it. Because if you're sitting there
Yeah.
making songs that you don't like, it's like, do I have to go in the studio? You guys need lyrics? It's like, no,
Yeah.
here you go. I got a whole book.
Yeah, honestly, and that's kind of like where a lot of Blank came from, was inspired by, was I was starting to not have a lot of fun creating music anymore because it became so much more than just the music. You would create a song, you love it, and then you put it out, and it's just, I cared so much about, well, how are the streams, how many likes, how many
Yeah.
comments, how many
Yeah.
views, and if those things were not doing well, then neither was I. And if they were doing well, then I could always find a negative spin, and it just became, it wasn't fun. It was so much about business that I'm like, dude, I've got to step away from this and just create music because that's
Yeah.
what I love to do. That's all I've known. And I don't want to be bitter towards, this thing that I find so much joy in otherwise.
You're a very wise lady.
That's the perfect way to word that
Seriously.
too. Because it's like, even if it's like, okay, well, this song sucked. Well, that was my favorite song to make. So I love that song. F all of you guys. That was awesome to make.
Yeah, it just sucks when you work really hard on something and you put it out and you feel like the song sucks because it didn't do as well as you had hoped, and it makes you like reconsider. It makes you feel bad about yourself, and like, as someone who already struggles with being a little insecure sometimes, like having like numbers be the thing that make you feel your value is just so stupid, and I had to separate myself from it for a while, and like I said, just focus on creating things that I loved, putting it out with zero expectations.
Yeah, and that's not really fair anymore because there's so many algorithms out there
Yeah.
that I mean can just shut you down from the first step that you even take, and so that's
Yeah.
not fair to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And like, that, but it doesn't make it any easier. And especially
Yeah.
like, it's so easy in this industry to compare yourself to what everybody else is doing, that if you're not hitting the same thing, that you're like, I'm a fucking failure. And then you start at least I started spiraling, where it's like, well, if I was skinnier, would it matter? If I was prettier, if I was more personable, if I did this, if I did that, like, you just have all these crazy things that
Yeah.
go on up here. And at the end of the day, none of that shit matters. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
The internet's not real.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
JC, I want to make sure that we hit the very important question. Other than YouTube, where can anybody go find any Blank Era, everything about you? Where can they find you at?
Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all of the things. If you go to my Instagram at In My Blank Era, I have a link tree that links you to all of the sites, so you can just boop, 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 pop over. Made it real easy for everybody. But yeah, if there's a site, I'm on it. I just want songs to be heard.
Right.
I love it.
Ashton, can you make that full screen? You let everybody see what you're pulled up there.
I mean, I don't know how to make it full screen. Maybe.
Ah,
There we
there it is,
go. I
yeah.
clicked the right button.
Hey,
I clicked the right button out of all the buttons.
all the little buttons.
Right? There's too freaking many.
They really are. It's so overwhelming.
It
I'm sitting
is.
there looking at it. I'm like,
It's-
there's like 7
Especially
buttons.
in the moment. It's like,
Oh my god! And like you have to make every piece of artwork is a different like aspect ratios. You have to make the same thing 1,400 different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
For real.
Yeah. Yeah.
gotta love it.
So what do you see as the next step for Blank Era at this point for you?
First of all, I would love to figure out how to make some merch because that's a thing that people are asking for. So I'm gonna work on that for y'all. Like I said, I would also really love to take the show on the road at some point. But until then, I'm still writing and working on the next chapter. I might do some like what is it called? Why can't I? Oh, covers. Jesus, I couldn't think of that for the life of me.
It's there
But yeah,
somewhere.
I've never really gotten into covers, and I don't want to be like a cover artist by any means, but I would love to do at least one at some point just to say that I did it. So I might be working on that, maybe collabing with some people, and just getting into all of the things that I was never really able to do before. So
In the grand scheme of life,
Evanescence cover.
in the grand scheme, with merch, since you're starting over and you wanted a blank slate, right? Like you could basically just sell shirts with nothing on them.
there you go. See.
And just on the back, like right across the shoulder blades, just blank. Just the word blank.
I really want to hi, my name is blank, and like so that,
I would
That's
wear the
funny.
hell out of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's cool.
my goal is just to create stupid merch so that when people ask for it, they have to say the most ridiculous thing imaginable. So
I
that's
love it.
really my goal.
So
That just tiny says blank.
So that reminds me, I did a interview with the band Warrant one time in Tulsa, and I was talking to Robert Mason because he was singing for him at the time, or it still is. But and I wanted to reference one of his other bands that he was in, and I said I absolutely love Big Cock, and he goes, "Oh well." He
Wait,
goes, "That's exactly
Can we
what
like
I want."
flip that?
Imagine that.
I can't wait for that to go on like TikTok right there.
But that was
I
his
need that to
band.
be on my
That was the
soundboard.
name. That was the name of the band, Big Cock. And
Sure, it was.
and he just looked at me like he had never heard anybody say that before. And then he's like, "That I just wanted to see how many people I could get to say it."
That's
He
the
knew.
point. You gotta find fun where you can.
I do want to throw out one little quick tidbit on that you were just talking about. Warrant is going on tour next year with the Bullet Boys and another
I
band.
saw that last night.
So I wanted to throw that in there since we were on the Warrant subject briefly.
Hell yeah.
While we're
I
there,
saw a Wichita date in there.
Wichita.
Wichita. Yeah.
John,
John, you keep freezing up.
I'm
yeah,
freezing.
you do.
It's cold down here.
But
Wow.
Thanks. I just lost my train of thought. That's awesome.
Isn't that normal for you?
Yes, it is actually. I do have a Christmas tree up. It has some pretty lights at the bottom of it. That's it. That one little spot. That's all that's on there. By the way, let's move on. Everybody have a great Christmas coming up.
Anyway.
Yeah, I totally lost where I was going with that after the Warrant statement, but
Squirrel.
this is for Ashton to pick up when I'm lost.
I mean, I like how you just straight up put me on the spot, but I
See how I
really,
do that? That's what I do.
you kind of put me on the spot, but I'm like, I think I've got pretty much everything I could think of out.
JC, what else do you want us to know about the future of Blank Era? And also, I do have one question that I want to ask, but you don't have to answer it.
uh-oh.
Has this caused any tension with your other band, A Light Divided? And there doesn't have to be an answer, and we can take it either way.
I don't think so. I mean, I've told them that it was gonna happen for a while. So it's not like I pulled the wool over anybody's eyes or whatever. And like I said, A Light Divided has so many songs that were already written. There's no need for the band to write more. But that doesn't mean that I want to stop being creative by any means. So, I mean, and everybody has a lot of things going on in their personal lives right now, so they can't really have like a million other things going on with the band. So like I said, I just felt like it was a really good time for me to like kind of whole ass what I want to do and just take a moment, like I said, to kind of discover who I am outside of the band, because that's all I've known. I've been in that band since I was 19 years old, and I'm old as shit now. So, so I was just like, you know what? I've never just kind of been able to focus on my vision and write and just be stoked about something without having to, like I said, it sounds really selfish, but I want to be. So,
No,
you know,
you
I
have
don't
that
want to.
right.
What would it sound like if I had full control over what I want to do? And here's a little taste of it. So
Sounds great so far.
It works.
Yeah, it works very
I
well.
just want to meow and woof in a song. Why aren't you guys down with that? You don't like animals? Like,
I mean, as long as you're having fun and it catches someone's attention.
Oh my god!
yeah, exactly.
Did she just bark in the middle of the breakdown?
Sure did.
Yeah, she did, and she loved it.
I sure did, exactly. Yeah, I want to be able to say yes to things that feel good. I want to say no to things that I don't want to do and not have to like argue and just, and that's any band dynamic, is sometimes there's going to be those headbutt moments. So that's not anything shady, but I just wanted to explore what JC sounds like. So I created my drag wrestling alter ego Blank Era, and we're just gonna just kind of see where it takes me. But like, it's been so fun being able to focus on like the here and now and kind of get out of so much about, well, okay, this song is out now, so we have to plan a year in advance. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to do stuff now and just be able to enjoy it for what it is.
I love it.
I mean, the crazy thing is with Avenged Sevenfold, the Rev kind of thought the same thing. So he made the song A Little Piece of Heaven, and all the band is like, no, that is a horrible song. The Rev is like, just trust me. Just trust me. So they made it, and it's one of Avenged Sevenfold's biggest songs.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, that was like one of my favorite songs on that record. It was just so different.
Down.
Yeah.
And that was all the Rev. The Rev was like, I'm going to make something absolutely freaking crazy and F all of the band. And look what happened.
There you go. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Love Rev.
I definitely want to say that between myself and Randy, probably we will boost your numbers of your songs.
You're right.
Well, I will not complain about that.
You'll see like two, just me and Randy.
Stuff if we can help it, but it is nice. Like I said, I just want to create songs, and I want people to hear them, and I want the people that hear it to be able to be people that get me. Instead of trying to write songs for other people, I want to write songs that I get and then have them come to me instead of, the opposite of that.
Such a grown up.
We're really trying.
I love it.
I just want to whine and be insufferable.
And bark every once in a while.
Yeah, I want to meow loudly for 8 minutes straight with no judgment.
Yeah.
Do it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We got time.
Oh, don't that.
Getting her vocal cords ready.
Right.
Got my cat ears right here. We're ready.
I love how you just had those ready. You're just like, hang on.
Now, JC,
I got a bag of tricks over here. Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
JC, with you being in Nashville, and there's hundreds upon hundreds of artists down there. Like, is there anybody in town that you already like have your eye on that you want to collab with, or is there just you just want to reach out and say, hey, let's do something?
I just want to reach out to like tons of people. I want to like, I'm actually really wanting to collab with a friend of mine that's in Citizen Soldier. I think that it would be so much fun to kind of like talk about some mental health stuff that I've never really approached before. And he's like a genius at that kind of stuff. So I would really love to collab with Citizen Soldier. And then I'm just gonna use this moment to shout out some friends of mine.
Let's
I
do
wanna
it.
collab with all of them. So yeah, so if you guys haven't already, check out American Dream Machine, check out Dead Eyes, check out Rise Among Rivals, check out Veo, check out the Almas. These are all great bands with great people, which I think the industry needs more of. So yeah, any of those bands, let's tour and let's collab.
Let's clip that and then throw it on the TikTok.
TikTok.
That's big.
I'm
For
just
real,
here
do
to brag
that.
about my friends. That's all.
There's
I will
nothing
say,
wrong with that.
The Almas have been on with us a few times.
Yep.
They're dear friends to me
Love them
as
so
well.
much.
Oh, yeah.
And I miss them, so I'm throwing that on top of what you just said.
Every time they come through Nashville, we have to go get pizza and coffee, and there is just no questions asked. Like, they don't get a say in the matter. They don't even want to tell me they're in town anymore because they're like, that's crazy.
They're just like, oh god, this chick's texting us again. But the pizza places she knows are pretty good.
That is true. I take food very seriously in this city.
That is not a bad problem to have.
Man, I love it. I love it. So I'm like the welcoming committee when people are here.
That's awesome. Welcome to Nashville.
Oh, you want to go to
Let's eat.
Broadway? Nah.
Let's eat.
Trust me.
Let's eat.
Gonna get a little sketchy, but trust me.
Yeah. The best places are always a little sketchy because
Hell
you
yeah.
only have
Yeah.
your food with a side of danger.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, JC, thank you so much. And you just never stop amazing me. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank
For
you
real.
for inviting me back on. This is so much fun. I love getting to come on here, chat, and just make an ass out of myself. I'm always down for that. That's a good time.
I have to agree. I absolutely love when you come on here. Like, it's just like we're just chatting. Like, we're just bullshitting and we're getting to hear your great
Oh, yeah.
stories, and I love it. Like, I feel
Well-
like there's no pressure during a chat with you.
100%. Anytime. We have to make sure it's not so long before the next one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I'm a stray cat. I'm really on cats today. I don't know where this is coming from. But
Oh my gosh. The cat ears even. Oh my gosh.
Right.
One other important thing I wanted to say today: Happy birthday to Nikki Six. Nikki, if you're listening, the door's open. You're welcome to come join us anytime you want.
come on, Nikki.
You miss every shot you don't take.
I gotta do it, right? And maybe
Into
before the next
existence.
show, I can find all of my ornaments for that tree, because I do have a Gene Simmons for sure. I have some Christmas balls. We'll have them all on there. You're welcome.
Just
Oh
had
my
to.
gosh.
It's like
Yeah.
collect
Just
more crap.
had to.
I absolutely did have to. I was prepared.
You're not going
Oh,
to throw it up or
Lord.
anything? Is this it, John?
I did. I threw that one up there.
Oh
We need to get
my
one of
gosh.
JC on there since she's a Bleach Bangs resident.
Yep.
Yay!
Yep.
Oh, we absolutely need to. You might just become our fourth host.
You know what? I need a
That'd be
job,
awesome.
so let's go.
No, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be helpful. There's no money involved here.
Yeah, there's no money.
I've never done it before.
Right.
There ain't never been any money. Like,
Every time an animal is mentioned, she pops up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that would be awesome.
hopefully.
I'm gonna do that. You know I'm gonna do that.
Oh, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to click it every time too.
Yeah, now featuring the JC Clark soundboard.
Absolutely.
yes.
I love it.
I am something of a clown car of just random sounds, so I got you.
We should get an email of just a list of just sound bites.
No shit.
And there's our whole
That would be
soundboard.
awesome. That would be
See,
awesome.
this is why I like coming here. You guys understand my level of dumb, and I'm so appreciative.
So that's Randy at BleachBANGS.com. If you could just send that, we will get that uploaded by the next show. I promise you.
And I will spam it.
Incredible.
Hey, Randy, do you want to play us out?
Absolutely. Thank you, JC. And
Thank you guys.
come by anytime.
All right, I'll hold you to that.
Absolutely. That link you have,
Uninvited, even.
that link you have works every time we're live.
Hell yeah.
All right.
We bang your ugly friends too.